The embassies of the Schengen area do not expect you to buy the full return ticket before being issued your visa, because at that point, no one is sure if you will be granted the visa or not. Hello lovelies, you are welcome to my channel, and if this is your first time stopping by, my name is Helen and you are on to Heleric's World. On this channel, I upload content on immigration, my life experiences as a foreigner living here in Switzerland. So please endeavor to click on the notification button so that you can be notified each time I upload new videos. And to my returning subscribers, you are welcome back. In today's video, I will be explaining to you top 7 reasons why your Schengen student visa application may be refused. Getting admission into a university in the Schengen area is just one of the first steps of actualizing your dreams of studying abroad. If your country is not part of the Schengen countries, you will need to apply for a Schengen student visa. Unfortunately, not everyone who applies for this visa is successful. Some visa applications are, however, refused. The harsh reality, therefore, is that submitting a completed visa application form is not an automatic guarantee of success in obtaining the visa that you applied for. There are several key factors that come into play in determining whether you will be successful or not. So, if you had clicked on this video, I'm sure you had once gone through the application process, maybe several times, and you have been denied. Or perhaps you are simply worried about receiving a Schengen visa refusal and you want to learn about potential reasons for Schengen visa refusal. You are at the right place. In today's video, I will be explaining to you top 6 reasons why your Schengen student visa application may be refused. Before I dive into the reasons, here is a quick disclaimer. I don't work in the visa or immigration office. This video is simply based on researches that I carried out and also based on my personal experience. So let's get started. So the first reason on my list is having past or present criminal records. Records matter a lot in determining how your application will be treated. If your records are not clear, meaning if you have been involved in any criminal activities in the past, or perhaps you are still indulging in such activities, activities like terrorism, child abuse, drug abuse, or some other crimes, your visa may be rejected. This is because most countries tend to protect their citizens. They will not want someone who may pose a threat to the public or to the internal security of the country to have access into their country. The second reason is lying or falsification of documents. Guys, if you desire to be successful with your visa applications, ensure that all the travel documents that you will be submitting to the embassy are genuine. None of your documents should be falsified, because if you use a fake identity, your visa may end up being denied. Therefore, you should never attempt to falsify any of your travel documents. If for whatever reasons a document you are required to submit is not available, it is better to attach a cover letter to explain why you don't have it instead of presenting a fake one. Forging a document is considered a serious crime and may even totally block your chances of being granted visas in the future. So please, do not let the thought of forging any document even cross your mind, okay? The next on my list is not having enough justification for the purpose and conditions of your intended stay. When it comes to visa application requirements, organization is key. Ensure to have all the required documents put together. These include all the documents which supports your claim. I mean documents that are relevant for the purpose of your travel and your stay in that country. Guys, ensure to gather all your documents, even the ones you may be contemplating on whether or not to add. You never can tell, they may be needed after all. It is better to present more documents than to submit insufficient ones. In fact, the documents that you should be providing should be able to provide answers to the following questions. I call them the 4W questions. Where are you traveling to? Why are you traveling? When are you traveling? And with whom will you be putting up? Since the purpose of your travel is for studies, you should be able to assemble documents together, such as your admission letter, your academic documents, your CV, proof of payment of tuition, the name of your school, city and state. When you are traveling, you are expected to have a confirmed flight reservation before applying for your visa. This will enable the authorities to know when you are intending to leave. However, the embassies of the Schengen area do not expect you to buy the full return ticket before being issued your visa, because at that point, no one is sure if you will be granted the visa or not. So what you are expected to do is to buy a flight reservation either directly through the airline company or the online travel agents. They usually offer great and cheap deals. And what they do is that they will only charge you about 10% of the fixed ticket price. In this way, you can clearly reduce the risk of getting a real airline ticket before knowing if you will obtain your Schengen visa or not. Then comes the question of with whom will you be putting up? Are you putting up in the school hostel or a rented apartment? You should be able to submit documents in relation to accommodation which you have already paid in the form of deposit or a rental agreement. However, in some countries, it is just enough for you to show proof that you can afford the hostel or accommodation through your bank statement, which prove that you have enough money to afford that accommodation. But for prospective African students, I will strongly advise that you to pay for your accommodation either in full or make a deposit payment before applying for your visa. The fourth reason for Schengen visa refusal could be that the passport you presented has been damaged. Some people deliberately damage their passports to hide some information, but to be fair, in most cases, passports are damaged as a result of manhandling. So if your passport starts showing signs of wear and tear, such that your personal details have become difficult to read, or worse still, if the passport contains missing sheets or the cover of the passport is in a poor condition, honestly, that passport should be replaced. Here comes the fifth reason: your inability to provide valid travel insurance. What is a travel insurance? It is an insurance that covers any unexpected situation which may arrive during the course of your stay, such as ill health, or if you need to be hospitalized in a case of accident, and so on and so forth. Insufficient fund. Reason number 6. If the authorities believe that you cannot afford your living expenses for the duration of your stay in the country that you are traveling to, your visa might be refused. To prove them wrong, you have to provide sufficient evidence that you have enough means at your disposal to cover for your living expenses, such as feeding, accommodation, travel, and other costs associated with your stay. And this should be in the form of financial statements with enough funds. And please take note that these statements should not be older than 3 days from the application date. That means if you are applying on the 1st of August, for instance, you should print out your statement on the latest on the 29th of July. You must provide financial evidence in the form of monthly payslip, bank statement, rental agreement, or other documents that show salary and savings. This is not to say you should go and deposit a lump sum amount of money suddenly in your account, as this will create suspicion and the authorities may believe that the money is not yours, that you got it from somewhere, just to go through the application processes, and after which you return the money back. What you should do is to build your account for a period of about at least 3 months. So before printing out your bank statement, you should have already in there a substantial amount. That brings me to the last reason of visa refusal, that is unsanctity of your intention of leaving the Schengen territory after your school program. For you to tackle this problem, you must prove that you have ties in your home country and that you have the intention of returning back to your country after your studies. You literally have to demonstrate what your intentions after school are, what you plan doing after your program when you return back to your country. Do you have a job you are returning back to? Then support that claim with pay slips and your study leave letter. Do you have an operational business you are running back home? Then back it up with your tax clearances and certificates and landed properties if you have. But if you are not working and you are being sponsored by a family member, like your parents, for instance, you should be able to demonstrate that you are being sponsored by your parents or that family member, and that at the end of your program, you intend coming back to manage his business, and back it up with the sponsor's business registration details and such papers from him. It can also be the responsibilities that you have back home, like your family members, husband, wife, or children, that you need to take care of financially or otherwise. That can also serve as your ties. Thank you so much for watching this video, and don't forget to leave your questions and comments in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.